All right, everybody. Welcome back for another one. And I wanted to start this video off with an apology for my delay in getting out a video. I got a lot to talk about today. I've also been working on my Udemy course stuff behind the scenes. So I'm trying to put all that together while at the same time balancing work as well as these videos. So bear with me because I intend to continue to give you value. All right. So first and foremost, probably the most important thing to see today is this breakout on Ethereum, to be quite honest. Doesn't look that explosive yet, but we are up about 14%, well 12% as of right now. Been as high as like 14, 15, I believe. But it's important to see because I think this will continue to run. And as I've marked right here, showing you, I think we got a ways to go, right? I think we're going to get up around the $3,000 area before we see a pullback on Ethereum. Right, but what I think this is going to do is actually kick off the alt season altogether. As I've been saying, we just needed Ethereum to break out, and then we were off to the races, in my personal opinion. So here we are. We got the breakout. Like I said, I think we're going up towards 3,000, and then we might get our consolidation or pullback or whatever. But this is bullish for the entire altcoin market and specifically Ethereum-based tokens and DeFi and so on. I think the frenzy is here. All right. And they say roughly 115, 113%, because that is exactly what Bitcoin did. It was testing its all-time high down here, right about there, testing that over and over, and it finally had its breakout, as you can see right here, and it ran up about 113%. So I know it's like, why does Ethereum have to do exactly what Bitcoin does? Well, they're looking pretty identical up to this point in time. All right, but since I've moved over to the Bitcoin chart, as you know, I've been showing you this pattern layover, pretty much identical pattern so far. We did pull back and then coming up for a retest. I don't know. I just think that this ultimately goes back down lower and we consolidate for Bitcoin. I think at this point, you're going to see that it's the altcoins' time to shine, and they're all way undervalued compared to what's been going on with Bitcoin. You know, it's kind of already had its run lately. A lot of those returns, I think, are going to start flowing into alts. We'll see what happens. Another one I've been showing you guys, if you're trading traditional brokerage accounts, well, the Ethereum Grayscale Trust is still looking like it's ready to blow up. Earlier today, it was up about 15%. Now it looks like it's only up about 6%. But yeah, if you don't have exposure in your brokerage accounts or you have an IRA or something like that, that you do want to trade and have crypto exposure, I think this might be the safest play, to be honest. Besides maybe the Bitcoin mining stocks, I just think those are going to follow right along with what Bitcoin does. And as of now, I'm thinking Bitcoin's going to consolidate and Ethereum's going to be the play. So this is where I'm sitting mostly in my traditional brokerage accounts. Obviously not financial advice, just trying to point it out for you guys if you haven't already noticed. All right. And XRP. So I'm sure you guys, if you have XRP, were following this crazy said pump and dump scheme. I don't know what really caused the price to go up. If it was that, or maybe the news says that that's the reason and really had nothing to do with it. Who knows, right? But it pulled back and it's testing a very critical level right here. So as I've shown you, this about 36, 37 cent area goes back historically to being a major critical level. So as you can see right here, it was support, then it was resistance in about August 2018. Resistance here once again, resistance, broke up above, support, all right, and then we dumped below, and it's been forever. Now we're finally up above that critical level once again. As you can see, it served as we broke above, and then it was resistance once again. So here we are. I think this is very important. I personally feel like it's going to hold, and I think that XRP is going to continue up. You know, I could be wrong. Who knows? A lot of weird stuff going on with this crypto, that's for sure. But it looks good from a technical standpoint. I mean, that crazy run up 300% in a couple days, that's not realistic, and this is typically what happens, especially with all this news, negative news for XRP. There was probably a lot of people that were waiting to get out, that they said, okay, they're going to pump it. Hopefully y'all pump it because I'm getting rid of it, right? That's probably what people were thinking. But right now, pulling back, testing this key support resistance level as well as the moving averages. And I expect this to hold support and continue up. Personal opinion. We'll see what happens, but either way, stay patient. Right? I've had so many friends and family members texting me, should I sell? Should I do this? Should I do that? Look, guys, we're at the start of probably the most historic bull run to ever happen in crypto. So unless you're an expert trader and you know where you're going with the money, I highly suggest holding positions that you already have. Right? If you're already there, just wait. That's all you have to do. If I could go back in history and give myself advice for what's to come in 2017, that's what I would have said. Just hold and buy more. All right, that's what I would have told myself. If I would have done that, I would have made more money. But I've learned from those mistakes and I've prepared because I knew there was another bull run coming. So I've tried to mentally prepare as well as emotionally and educate myself. So I'm here, I know what I'm doing, and I'm confident going into this year. If you're uncertain, just sit tight. All right, you really have to do nothing. That would be your best play. All right, moving on to the news. First and foremost, probably the most important news I would say that I have to share with you. I missed a lot over the past few days, but this is extremely significant. So this came out yesterday. It's official now. Elastos credit oracles land first major use case in Fuzhou, I guess you would say, with IPFS Union. All right. Following a January 13th agreement signed into action by Feng Han and the Fuzhou city officials to jointly develop Elastos credit oracles, the nascent Oracle network took its first steps towards adoption in the formation of a major credit line authorized to the IPFS Union on January 26th. So basically, well, first off, let me read the benefits of this, right? So what's going to happen is the Elastos Credit Oracle Network will extend a revolving credit facility of up to 10 billion renminbi, approximately 1.5 billion in US dollars, to the IPFS Union, all right? And what this is essentially a partnership with the government in the Fuzhou govn't district. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to say these Chinese names, but whatever, you get it. So they're partnering with the city of Fuzhou in China, which is 40 million people in population. So this is obviously a big deal. Before I continue on, I want to touch on one major point that I remember from 2017. Everybody was trying to find that Chinese Ethereum, right? Which one is it going to be? Who's going to be the partners with the Chinese government? Because everyone knows that China is basically the up-and-coming economy. They're most likely going to pass the US in GDP over the next probably 10 years, 5-10 years. And obviously the population is about 4 times as big as the US. So this is the emerging market that everybody wants to be in. Well, where is the blockchain play that's going to come out of this? Well, it was NEO, right? In 2017, everyone was talking about NEO. NEO, there was speculation. NEO's working with the government, this and that. None of that was ever confirmed. And to me, honestly, at this point, it seems like it was just a rumor and that's it. But Elastos, on the other hand, we have confirmation that they are working with governments over there. All right. And as I've shown you, they have connections to Tencent, Huawei, the manufacturing company for telecom stuff. Who else? Lots of major companies over there in China they have connections with. So I think Elastos is going to be that blockchain of China, right? So moving on really quick, the credit facility will allow IPFS Union to leverage zero collateral loans through Filda. All right, so this is a partnership with Filecoin, Elastos, and one other group, I believe, Huobi, right? So a robust DeFi platform recently launched on Huobi's HECO chain, okay? So Filda will provide IPFS Union secure lending and borrowing services through its decentralized protocol, supporting zero collateral loans of up to 10 billion renminbi across a variety of different development projects. And then the Elastos credit oracles will act as verification agents, reliably sourcing off-chain data to grant and reject loan requests based on IPFS Union financial standing, in addition to other project-specific metrics. All right, so I don't want to hammer this home too much, except the fact that, okay, clearly we have confirmation Elastos, Filecoin, and Huobi are all working with the Chinese government in Fuzhou. Okay, so there you have it. obviously it's hard to speculate this stuff when you're over here in the US, but we're getting a good idea of what's going on, and I think Elastos is a sleeping giant. Absolutely. This is why I've stayed bullish with them forever, and I have a few more reasons why to show you. So another thing, right? So Elastos, 100K of liquidity funded by our democratic DAO of Cyber Republic has been added to the Uniswap protocol for a wrapped version of ELA. Our community is badass, right? And this is the Elastos community Twitter. So wanted to point this out because the Cyber Republic is dope, basically, for Elastos. Like, it actually works, right? As they say, a democratic DAO, it functions, right? They present things, ideas, like, hey, will you guys participate in this? And they're like, yeah, absolutely. And then the community literally donates collectively, and then we get more liquidity for our Uniswap wrapped version of Elastos. And then another one. So this guy, Soccer Techie, so he basically said, thinking of starting a supernode for Elastos that will use the proceeds to create a war chest for a Binance listing. So the next thing they're going to work on, which I said I'll vote for it and be participating in. All right, so if he creates this supernode and he's getting his staking rewards, he's basically saying he's going to put the rewards up for a Binance listing so we can get more exposure. So I don't know if I see a more decentralized community, honestly, in crypto. Like, it has a functioning DAO. It has a governing body that works, right? So these people all collectively propose ideas, vote on it, and then make it happen. Right? It's just exciting to see the community all work together to make things actually happen, right? You're not depending on a few developers or somebody with different incentive to move the project forward. No, this is actually a community that votes on things and then gets it done. So, all right, I'll move on from that, but exciting times. The rest of my topics are all just going to be about how bullish we're getting, right? 2021, here we are. As I've been saying for years, this was going to be the year for crypto. And all right, so corporate buy-ins could take Bitcoin price over 500K, right? This is the report that came out. I'm not going to deep dive it. I got to cut this video off at this point. But all right, so we got talking about how Bitcoin is going to go over 500K due to corporations continue to buy, right? And then what else we got? Buy crypto on Google searches is hitting a record high. So here comes the herd. Here comes the normies. Everyone wants to know how to buy crypto, so they're searching away, right? And then Pomp helped reiterate this for me with his tweet. You know, a lot of times I don't like his tweets because they're sometimes childish, but this one's good, right? Coinbase had 1.3 million app downloads in January. That's more than E-Trade, TD Ameritrade, Charles Schwab, Fidelity, who I always talk about, right? And SoFi had combined. All right, so where do you think the future is going? We're going to crypto. This is the new flood, right? And it's going to be like the dot-com bubble. As people say, probably about 90% of these projects will make it. So we're just trying to speculate on the ones that do. And then while you're here, try to speculate on the ones that might at least have short-term price action, and then, you know, take care of your family afterwards. Who knows? All right, another one. Stellar becomes new home of USDC as integration goes live. So the Stellar Development Foundation announced on Tuesday that an anticipated integration with the USD coin is live. Users can now transact with USDC on the Stellar blockchain. So once again, I've been talking about how bullish Stellar is. It's still undervalued. Oh man, I wouldn't be surprised if the price itself passed XRP. Who knows? They might just continue to move in tandem. Just remember, Stellar has half the circulating supply of XRP. It no longer has an escrow. Their escrow, essentially, that they had has been burned. I think there's only about 20 billion in circulation, whereas there's about 45 billion XRP in circulation. So, couple things to remember, right? Another thing about Stellar, though, is that I didn't cover. This came out last week. Signal is experimenting with Stellar-based crypto. Private messaging app Signal is said to have conducted experiments for a cryptocurrency offering for its users, per report. Experiments for such a token project were done on MobileCoin, which is a privacy crypto based on the Stellar blockchain, the world's 11th largest blockchain by market cap. Right, so Signal is using Stellar. USDC is going to Stellar. What else, though? Very interesting, right? Was this a cryptic tweet from Elon Musk a couple weeks ago? he has ties with Stellar and Jed McCaleb to begin with, and he says use Signal. All right. Obviously, this came on the back end of all the bannings of certain said people, political figures here in the U.S. But was this really what the meaning of the tweet was, or was the tweet talking about maybe a move towards Stellar? Who knows, right? So, another one. Brave browser active user base doubled in 2020 and hits 25 million per month, right? Just wanted to talk about this because I never cover the Brave token. I personally haven't necessarily seen the value, how the demand is going to be driven there. I've used the platform. The rewards aren't that crazy. I don't know. I'm not comfortable with the functionality. I love the browser itself. It works great. It's the one I use all the time, unless I'm making these videos. But anyway, so with Brave, you know, if you have interest in speculating on this, the token's available over there on Coinbase, which has had 1.3 million app downloads in just January. All right, so it's important to look at these cryptos that are all on Coinbase because that's where the herd's gonna go. All right, so Stellar's on there. We know the Brave token's on there, and also Algorand aims 11 blockchain startups for its first accelerator program. Okay, so not too concerned about reading this article for you either. Like I said, I gotta rush this one out because I got places to be. But the point is, Algorand, right? Brave, Stellar, all right? The flood, the herd is coming to Coinbase. If you can't tell, we are entering this massive bull cycle, all right? Brave is an Ethereum token. See, it's all tied together. You know, as the demand on Ethereum grows, so will its entire ecosystem. So just pay attention. If you haven't already gotten exposure, or you're still worried, or you're looking at your investment like, oh, maybe I need to do something. No, just remember, at this point, you need to just be in. You need to be exposed. So jumping in and out of your positions is only going to be harmful for you. All right. Hope that was informative. As always, please like and subscribe, share with your friends and family, and stay tuned for the next one. Thanks.
What is a cashless society? What does it actually mean in a literal or high-level sense?
Money will become like these, relics of a different age, and will only be found in places like this. In other words, hard cash will disappear. It will become electronic, transferred by things like these.
Then Tracy is in Beijing to show us what a nearly cashless society actually looks like. Ben, good morning.
Mobile payment transactions in China reached a cumulative total of 277.4 trillion RMB in 2018, ranking #1 in the world, according to the recently released statistical report on internet development in China. As of June 2019, online payment users in the country reached 633 million. The cashless society is now approaching.
When's the last time you paid with cash? Well, chances are cash has taken a backseat to the plastic in your wallet and smartphone pay apps.
Denver 7's Ryan Luby explains the digital pay revolution and why not everyone is on board.
The cashless society, the cashless society.
The cashless society.
The cashless society is now approaching.
The cashless society.